Hello, it's Susan Wallace here again, and thank you for joining me on this The Customer Journey Masterclass. Now behind me here you will see the Customer Journey Canvas, and hopefully you've downloaded your own copy of it too. Now in my previous video I helped you to develop a great sales message to grab the attention of people on Payne Island. And you now know that they have all congregated on a platform on Payne Island. And this platform is different for every business. The platform for your business is any place that you know your ideal customers congregate online. Now it might be Facebook or Twitter or LinkedIn or Google AdWords or pay-per-click advertising. It might even be groups and forums or websites where they like to hang out. And once you know where they are, you've only got 8 seconds to grab their attention before they move on. And remember, you're not the only boat in the harbour. Your competitors are also trying to grab their attention too. So what do you do with those valuable 8 seconds? Well, the most effective thing to do is to find a way to encourage as many new leads onto your boat as possible. And you've already got a clear and authentic message. So the best thing to do now is to offer them what we call a free gift. Now the free gift is a lead magnet. This is a free digital gift that you can send to their inbox. Now it can be a PDF, it can be a video or a webinar like this, it can be an MP3, anything that is easy for your customers to digest and that's relatively easy for you to create works best. Now if Generation Z are your perfect customers, you might also want to grab their postal address because Gen Z are going retro and they just love getting gifts in their physical post box. Now you're going to use this lead magnet as a way to educate your potential clients so that they can become informed buyers for the products and the services that you offer. But remember, it must be something that they would love to get their hands on, and it must be something that they perceive as valuable and relevant to their Payne Island problem. And above all, it must be something that they are willing to give you their email address for. Now, not only will a lead magnet give you the opportunity to get hundreds of new leads onto your boat, but it's also a great way for you to showcase your authority and your expertise and to position yourself as a leader in your sector. Now, here's the psychology behind the technology. Creating a lead magnet, it's pretty straightforward, but the challenge is to do 2 things well. Number 1, to make sure that it's something that your customers will give you their email address for. And number 2, to use the psychology to start the process of breaking down those barriers that would stop people from buying for you. And remember, this is the real purpose of a lead magnet. Now you can start getting hundreds of books and reading them on the psychology of purchasing and persuasion engineering, or you can tap into my expertise. And if you decide to work with me, well then I'll custom create fill in the blank workbooks to help you save your sanity, your time, your energy and your money. Because the Customer Journey Canvas is a way for you to turn clicks into customers. Okay, so now that you have the lead magnet and you have grabbed their email address, this means that you have got some people on your boat, and soon you'll have hundreds of new leads on your boat. And of course, what you need to do now is to convince them that you're the right business, the right boat to get them to Pleasure Island. Now, there are some massive benefits of getting the email addresses of your potential customers. Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, search engines, they're like really busy, noisy ports, and it's almost impossible to be heard above the noise, the distraction and the confusion from all the other boats, your competitors who are peddling their wares. And also, Remember, you don't own the traffic on your social media pages, you only borrow it, and your social media posts aren't guaranteed to get you in front of your fans unless you pay for advertising. Whereas email is a much calmer environment, and it's here that you can start to build a proper relationship with your prospects. Because once you've got their email address, you can nurture that prospect with automated email campaigns. These are carefully crafted emails, and they are the perfect way for your prospects to get to know you, like you, and trust you. Now, another big mistake that most business owners make is that they think that email is a marketing tool, but it isn't. Email is a dating tool. Building an email relationship with your prospects is very similar to dating. When they give you their email address, well, that's the equivalent of them giving you their telephone number. And you know, it doesn't mean that you should get down on one knee and propose to them straight away. Because just because you've got their email address, it doesn't mean that they want to marry you or even to commit to doing business with you. You've simply been given the opportunity to convince them that you are the one to do business with. And thus far, you have made a really good first impression with your lead magnet. So don't blow it by sending them a sales-based email on that very first date. You run the risk of rejection and ending up in their spam folder. Instead, slowly and steadily win them over. Make every encounter they have with you meaningful and memorable so that they can get to know you, like you, and trust you. And then, when they're ready, they're much more likely to buy from you. So every time you write to them, give them a reason to click through to your website. You want them to click with you, and you want them to get into the habit of clicking their way towards becoming your next customer. And to woo them and to wow them, invite them to a webinar. Now, you could also call this a sales presentation, you could call it a masterclass, a video demonstration, whatever works well for your sector. Now, webinars, they don't push products and services. Instead, they pull people towards your offers because they are focused on educating people to become your buyers. In other words, webinars are a great way to inspire people to do business with you. Now, there is a psychology behind the scripting of webinars, which should be carefully designed to do three things. They should educate your audience very subtly to help break through the limiting beliefs that might stop them from purchasing your products and services. A good webinar should obliterate objections they might have to making a purchase, and it should also reverse the risk of purchasing by offering great benefits like VIP customer support, try before you buy, satisfaction guarantees, etc., etc. Now, at the end of the webinar, you're going to ask them for your business, and the way to do that is to make an irresistible offer. This is an offer that's almost impossible to refuse because you've already broken through their limiting beliefs, you've obliterated objections, and you've reversed that risk of purchase. And the way to make that irresistible offer is to create a sales page. Now, a sales page, when it's properly crafted, will use the psychology that underpins the buying decision. And it's important to know that different kinds of buyers have different ways of making buyers' decisions. And a good sales page has to appeal to all of the different types of buyers and the way that they make purchases. And if you don't connect with everyone who reaches your sales page, well then, chances are you're leaving money on the table. Now, on the sales page, you're going to add specific content that is designed to maximize conversions and reduce cart abandonment. Okay, and then to help get them over the finish line, you're going to also offer them a strategy session. Now, this is a much softer close. It's the opportunity to let your potential customers see the people behind your brand. Now, some businesses like to call this a clarity call or a discovery session. It doesn't matter what you call it as long as it's appropriate for your sector. And anyways, it's a highly sophisticated way to encourage your potential clients to book themselves in for a sales conversation with your sales team. Now, most of these are done by phone or by Skype, but you can also hold them in person, depending on the price point of your services and the level of customer support that you offer to your customers. To help people book themselves in for the appointment, all they have to do is to click on the Book Now link that is at the bottom of your webinar page or your sales page or your strategy session page. New appointments will be automatically sent to your sales team's calendars. Then all your sales team have got to do is to show up for the sales conversation and to do what they do best: convert your prospects into paying customers. Now, although this is a sales conversation, it's a lot more than that. It's also a very carefully scripted body of work that uses human relationship psychology to gather business intelligence and to discover what's stopping people from buying from you and to turn that intelligence into new customers. Now, the other thing that very often happens during this close is that most business owners have to compete on price. Now, if you have to offer a discount as a goodwill gesture or to meet your competitors' lower prices, well then being able to leverage that discount and get something in return for it is essential. And the best thing to do is to ask for a referral. Now, there is a psychological process involved in asking for a referral. You've got to make sure that you ask for it at just the right time, in just the right way, and in just the right place to maximize referrals and introductions. And at the end of the sales conversation, one of two things are going to happen. Your customer is going to accept your offer and they're going to do business with you, or they're going to say no. Now, if they decide to do business with you, well then that's great. They will pay you, and that payment will trigger one of the most important pages on your website, and that is your buyer thank you page. Every time this page opens, it means you've got a new customer, and everything that you do online should be centered around getting as many people to this page as possible. This page is how you measure the revenue and profitability of your online activities, and it should tie in to all of your paid advertising campaigns. Now, if they say no, that's where we introduce the value ladder. Now, I have a funny story to tell you about the value ladder, but it can wait for another time. For now, what I want you to know is that the value ladder is your way to upsell and downsell and to cross-sell to your existing customers and your potential new ones. And because you have used the sales conversation to gather business intelligence, you now know exactly what your products and services need to do and need to be in order to win more customers. Now, and so with these deep customer insights and business intelligence, you can now create product and service packages that are a perfect fit for what your customers want. The value ladder here is all about winning reluctant customers. It's about increasing sales and improving the customer lifetime value. Now, to edge them over the line, you or your sales team can follow up with a phone call or an email. But you can also use another principle in psychology called consensus, and this involves increasing your social standing, your social authority, and your social proof by using retargeting marketing. And retargeting marketing is where you upload the email addresses of your perfect customers to platforms such as Facebook and LinkedIn. Don't forget, the people who have not bought from you, they're still stuck on Pain Island, and they are still there on that platform, whether it's LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook or Twitter, and they're still desperate to escape. And remarketing is your way to remind them that you are still the best business, still the best boat to get them from Pain Island to Pleasure Island. Okay, we're nearly done. So let's talk about the psychology and the technology you need to win more customers online. So as you can see, the customer journey canvas, it uses purchasing psychology to guide your customers from being a visitor on your website into becoming a lead, a prospect, and then becoming a customer that refers more business to you. There are 6 essential web pages to help you track that journey and to measure the profitability of everything that you do online. Coupled with that, we have 4 psychological processes here, and these are optimized to convert as many people as possible into customers and to make sure that you don't leave money on the table by losing leads or cart abandonment or missing the opportunity to upsell, downsell, cross-sell to your new or existing customers. Now, if you like, I can help you to get the psychology and the technology in the customer journey canvas working for you. So I offer an online course and also in-house consultancy service where I can create custom packages to suit you. So whether you are a micro SME on a very tight budget, or a startup who wants to scale, or an established business looking to achieve rapid growth, well then, by the time that we are finished working together, here's what you're going to have. You're going to have an automated, lean, in other words, cost-effective, lead generation and customer acquisition system that will drive new inquiries to your sales team for conversion into paying customers. And because it's automated, it will work 24/7 and 365 days a year, and it requires very little maintenance. Plus, you'll be using marketing psychology to gather business intelligence every step of the way. You know, I firmly believe that it's time for SMEs to stop outsourcing one of the most important business processes, and that is lead generation, and to bring it back into the heart of their business operations. You'll have a system to convert as many online visitors as possible into paying customers. Plus, you'll never lose another lead again. Now, I'm not here today to sell you anything, but I'm guessing that you've already made your mind up. And the way that I see it, you've got 3 options. Number 1, you can do nothing and you can stay where you are and accept the current situation, and you can continue to do what you do. But ultimately, you might be ignoring the fact that to turn online clicks into customers requires a blend of psychology and technology that is customized to meet your customers' needs. Or number 2, you can do the DIY option. You can do your research and take crash courses in consumer psychology, persuasion engineering, priming and purchasing psychology, neuro-linguistic programming, and human relationship psychology. You can spend hundreds and thousands of euros and waste your time trying to figure it all out by yourself. And then you can try and navigate your way through the technology and trying to link up all of the sales pages and processes together so that everything is automated. Or number 3, you could give this a try and you could use it alongside what you're already doing and see for yourself the difference it makes to your bottom line. So what's the next step? Well, I'm going to come right out and ask you for your business. Now, to kickstart my proposal, I'm going to ask you for the whopping sum of €29.99, simply as an indication that you're seriously thinking about taking your business to the next level. In return for this, I'm going to send you a digital copy of the Customer Journey Canvas book. And I will then offer you a free strategy session. And if you want to accept that session, well, then we're going to use that time to figure out any of the ways that you might accidentally be sabotaging your online success. I'll help you to recognize the opportunities you might be missing out on, opportunities that could increase your revenue and your profitability online. And number 3, I'm going to help you get crystal clear on the kind of customer journey that will work best for your business and what metrics, what KPIs that you need to be monitoring in order to create a clear line of sight between your online activities and your profitability. So just $29.99 will get the ball rolling. And if you don't want to take it to the next level, well, that's okay. We'll still be friends. So how does that sound? Well, if that sounds good, then I'd like to say thank you so much for your time and attention, and I will look forward to helping you turn clicks into customers.